really hope that you find these two things as cute as I did. I enjoyed making them, and it's super easy and quick. I made these in about 20-25 minutes, and you can do the same. And these items, the first one is a pen holder, and the second one is a pocket. Now, you could use the second one as a pen holder also. If like you have several pens, you could definitely use it as a pen holder. I think that'd be super cool. But I am including it in a journal. So this is going to be a pocket. And it is so full of nifty gifties, as you can see. Now, these items can be given separately, like stocking stuffers maybe, or included in journals. It is entirely up to you. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is the pen holder. And this particular pen holder is a little bit smaller than the ones I've made in the past, but it's for a journal that is a little bit smaller as well. So I wanted to make sure that it matches. This is using a 6x6 piece of scrapbook paper. It's not quite cardstock, but it is a little more sturdier than just paper. Now, you could use double-sided paper, which I've done before, and reinforce it. I couldn't find anything that I liked as far as double-sided, so I just made my own. And it is a trifold pen holder. So I do have a tool that allows me to score, and in my opinion, it makes it a little more crisp. It folds easier and just gives it a nice finished kind of look to it. Now, I do glue down some paper on the inside. Like I mentioned, I do make my own double-sided paper. I wanted a very specific look for this particular pen holder. I do use two different types of glue as well. You will see here in just a moment. I do use the stick glue, and then I use fabric glue. And the two adhesives work really, really well together. Be sure and let everything dry before you move to the next step. So I will glue down the first flap or the first fold. I'm going to glue that one down entirely. Now, in another tutorial, you'll see that I don't glue it down completely, and you'll see why in that tutorial. Then the second flap, I'm going to glue down partially. It's going to be like a shape of an L. I'm going to go all the way down one side and across the bottom. And you want to make sure that you fold the little flap down. Gives it a little zhuzh, a little more color. And it just kind of shows just a little texture, if you will, because it does make it a little bit thicker, and it reinforces where the pen goes. And then you can always add whatever kind of trim or ribbon that you would like. I do have a tool, you'll see it here, that it helps me crease the edges. I like that. You know, I like the nice crisp edges. And also I will use it to stick down inside the pen holder while it's drying. And that just gives me a little bit of extra room so that it doesn't dry completely flat. Because again, this is going to hold a pen, not just flat paper. So I do need a little bit more room. Now I'm going to choose what kind of trim I would like. This paper, you may not be able to tell in this light. I don't know if it translates very well, but it's a pink, peach pink kind of color, and it's like a blue-gray. So I do have a pink ribbon, and then I also have this really pretty kind of gray-silver lace that I really, really like, and I do choose to use that. There's a couple of different ways. I could go down partially, to cover that seam where the the last fold comes over, I could cover the whole side. I think I even thought maybe going across the bottom, but I didn't care for it to go across the bottom. I really liked covering just the seam from the fold down. And I think that gives it just enough of a finishing touch. Now, the really cool thing about making these kinds of products, you can make it your own. You can use white lace, antique lace. You can use ribbon. You could use leather. You could use fabric. You could use buttons. You could really do anything. And there's no right or wrong way. It is about doing it the way you want to do it. And I think that's what's so exciting about it is perfectly imperfect. I love that. Just that creativity, that moment to just do what I want. And I don't have to worry, is it perfect like in anybody's standards? It's what I want, and so it's perfect. And the same goes for you. Make it how you want. Let your expression come out. Do it how you would like to do it. And don't overthink it. Do not overthink it. Sometimes you will stall yourself because you're overthinking it. Just go with it. That's, I think, of all the little nuggets of advice I could give you, that's the biggest one. Just go with it. Do it. And here's the other cool thing about, these paper products. Go with it. Do it. Make it. If you don't like it, do it differently the next time. Some things you can take apart and you can redo. Other things, not so much. Just make it another one. It's still, a very cool way to express your creativity. Now, again, I do want to give you this piece of advice. I have discovered this. Personal experience. Let everything dry before you move to the next step. Trust me on that one. Now, the next item that we're going to be looking at is the pocket. And I love making this giant pocket. I think one of the reasons I love making it is I get to fill it with stuff. And when you make this, fill it with anything that you want to. Now, here's the tool that I talked about earlier. It allows me to score. It does have a blade to cut, but it also has a scoring blade. So I really like that. That kind of finishes the edges really well. You do have to be careful. If you score it too much or too hard, it will cut through the paper. I learned that through firsthand experience again. So just pass that along. Be really careful when you do score. Now, you don't have to score your projects. It's paper. Fold it. Take your fingernail, or if you have a tool or the back of a knife, like a butter knife. When I first started out, I used the back of a butter knife to crease my edges. You don't have to have anything fancy. Use what you have and just go with it. Now, this particular paper is an 8x6, so it is a rectangle as opposed to the 6x6 square we saw with the Penholder. The rectangular shape is going to lend itself to the double fold. You'll see here in a minute. And you will have another fold down flap moment. You're going to have two flaps that fold down, and I have made this pocket before and I made it look like a tuxedo, and you can do that as well. It is super cute. If not, just decorate it however you would like to. Again, it is an expression of your creativity and what you want. Now, this does take me a little bit of extra time because I am lining things up. This particular pocket needs to be a little more precise than other types of pockets that I've made. Some pockets, you don't have to have any kind of precision. You make it, it can be any size or shape. And this one, though, the flaps need to line up. The doors, it kind of looks like a door kind of moment there. Those things do have to line up. So this part, I do encourage you, just take your time. It's okay. It's all going to work out. But you do want to take a little bit of extra time and get this part a little more precise. I'm going to just trim off the edge here because now the flaps have matched up. And as you can see, there's just a little bit of an overhang. And so I'm just going to lop off the top and the bottom just to make sure that everything is even and straight. This is a super, super handy tool. You don't have to have this tool. You can get them. I think they're like 10 or 12 bucks at Hobby Lobby. I did see one at Walmart, and it had several other really handy tools that they all come together in one little packet, and they all match. They're all color matching. Now I'm going to begin the process of folding, and I will do this several times just to make sure that I get a good lineup and good creases. And because, again, I don't have the double-sided paper that I really, really liked or wanted, and I wanted a very specific look for this pocket, I do have to make my own double-sided. So you'll see me glue another sheet of paper on the inside so I can cover up that white. And you'll see I'm gonna flip this over so you'll see the other side of the two-sided paper, which I don't care for. It doesn't match my project, so I'm gonna use just the flat green. And I'm going to line things up here, just make sure that everything matches and fits. Now, this is another opportunity for you to make this your own. Just make it however you want it, to your own tastes, or if you're giving it away as a gift, you can just custom it. These things are... There's the dog. I am so sorry. Banks woke up from his nap. You may see the table shake or the camera shake from time to time because he is under the table. So at this point, what I'm doing, I'm just lining everything up. I do use the two glue methods, even though my stick glue is at the very end, and so it's popping out. I'm still using it because there's still some on there. Anyway, I am going to glue this down and make sure that everything fits accordingly. Now, because this is a pocket, I am going to do the same L shape gluing method. It's going to go down one side and across the bottom. Okay, now that I have let it dry, I just want to double check the edges, make sure that everything is good to go. I am going to fill it with those papers you see to the left. Lots of really fun things that could be used by the person that will be receiving this. Again, this is going to go in a journal, and I will just tuck it in there so it won't be attached. And I really like to do those things because sometimes if you go somewhere, you don't want to take the whole entire journal. You can just take this pocket because it has paper you can write on, or note, little cute labels or tags. So you could just take this out with you and go where you need to go. And I did decide to use the pink ribbon with this to bring out the pink. So there's a pink and green kind of theme that's going on here. I am not good at tying bows, and if you're not either, that's okay. Just keep practicing, and the more you do it, the better it will become. I still have a lot of work to do on my bow tying, but I am happy with how this looks. Once it's dry, I'm going to begin to fill it with little nifty gifties. And I have a piece of paper that says, "Be strong, be courageous," or stay strong, have courage. It is actually from a breast cancer awareness notepad that I have. So I just tore off one sheet, stuck it in there. There's all kinds of other really cool things that can be used. There's even a blank greeting card. Now, right now it is a blank greeting card. I am going to add some washi tape to the middle. There's some type of an ink spot. I don't know how that happened, but I am going to cover that, and I want to reinforce the center. So I will take, in another time, I'm going to run washi tape down the front, the back of that white greeting card. And there we have it. Our pocket is finished. Now, I do have a method where I do the edges differently. These are unfinished edges, and I wanted to leave them that way because I didn't want to add additional steps. In this first tutorial, I wanted to go really, really basic. I do have another tutorial where I'm going to show you how to have really nice finished edges for pockets. And that'll just give you more options. You can do finished or unfinished. It's completely up to you. And both ways are perfect. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, and share.